So I just heard news from Lou Dobbs, which is a pretty Fox News. You got to be real careful about who you listen to these days. You can't even listen to the news. Someone has corrupted it. Then you look at these town hall people and they're organized. They are organized. How they speak, their signs are made up. And then you saw some people in the street that will hurt the police, jump on police cars, and I mean just explosive. And so since the immigration, or we are going to be following the immigration laws for once, and when it's got to go through the process, and so he might have obstruction. I would like for you to know that Obama moved 12 miles away from the White House now. Earlier today, they found a whole lot of computers and stuff in his place. They did a raid on his place. And then he has like a little walls around his place, and they want to remove them, have them removed because neighbors and things, because it's in the way. All these things, I'm telling you, black people, the African American, black, niggas, whatever you want to be called, I told you so. 797 videos I did in like 3 years. Every day it was something about him that bothered me after the Trayvon Martin his response. I saw the difference. Not that white kids are not more important than blacks. I'm not saying that, but it was the Newtown. He went, he cried, and he went to the funerals. He just gave it so much more empathy than he did Trayvon Martin. You know, and so with Trayvon Martin, he said, it's the law. How could I ever forget that? It's the law. I knew then, it's just something inside of me told me that this man is not being obstructed because he is black. And if they had to obstruct him for 8 years, he wouldn't have been there. They wouldn't have had a black person there. They did it because he's an ornery, cruel thinking individual. Because to do what he is doing now is sick. Now, I'm not going to go through it. I guess you'll hear about it more and more and more. But the story of Tristan, you need to read that. Which is he was mixed, his father was French, or they say it could have been the lawman that came. His mother worked in the kitchen. And she's black, of course. So he was a very so-called intellect, very smart, popular among the slaves, and popular among the white people. They really liked him. And later on, slavery, I guess the slaves that I tell you about during the revolution, they didn't have to be slaves anymore, the stolen slaves from Africa. But he asked them to go back to slavery just for a little while. Some purpose, I don't even go back and look because it doesn't make any difference. You never ask somebody to go back to being a slave. Yeah, that's just, why would one black person ask another black person to do that? I don't care how famous you are, how big you are, you just don't bring on that. You don't tell nobody to do that. But in his fame and asking the slaves to go back, to being slaves and working for the French, when the French arrived, they had a bone with him. And what did they do? They put his butt in jail. And that's where he died. And this is what's going to happen to Obama. Because Obama is going to jail. And all the people, you know, these Hispanics, so did you see the laws that he stepped on for them? Everybody, the LGBTs, you know, the gay rights, and we all know. I know he's gay, and I know that Michelle is Michael. I put a film from Ellen's show on my timeline, and she's dancing. He is dancing, and actually, yeah, she was dancing, and you could see it, right? If you keep your eye on it, it's kind of like taped up. It's something that she uses to keep it up, but it still moved. I mean, it was not that long. And longer than Obama. I never looked at Obama. I don't find him attractive. I think that his character ruins that. Always did with me. I always saw the darkness in him. I always did. But anyway, what happened to Toussaint is going to happen to him. Yeah. He's going to jail. And because he's trying to stop Trump, and these people are being trained to do cruel things. You know, if you see people out and we're going to have a riot every day. They're having a riot, and those signs that are made up, and it's almost like they're having to run over some of them now. They have a right to, if you block cars and stuff like that, then you're going to get ran over. And that's with that Black Lives Matter too. You know, they're out of order. So, but he's doing really bad things, and so he kept emails and names and all that of the people to help this organization grow when he was president. Now, out of all the presidents we've had, it had to be the nigga to do some crap like this. Now, Donald Trump, President Trump, is, you know, most of everything that he did is being destroyed because we don't want to do it anymore. This immigration thing that they're trying to, they will be trying to get passed, but he has a lot of power as president to get it, hopefully, to get it across. Because if he doesn't, these people will be overspending taxpayers' money just like they were before the executive order, or this is going to be law. He doesn't want, I don't know what happened to Obama, or was he like that all the time? That's why they obstructed him. Because like I said, if they obstruct him just because he's black, that doesn't make sense. Because they just wouldn't have him there. So he's causing a lot of negative energy. He's going out of his way to move 12 miles from the White House. That's another thing. Is that bad or what? Bush didn't move to, where is Bush? Bush, everybody had a problem with Bush. Where does he live? When he left the office, he left the office, and he never talks about other presidents or what they do. But this Obama, and he's the mastermind of all this. And he took information when he was president to help this organization grow. Something of action. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever he's doing, he's going to pay for it. And he finally, he has to, does he know anything about history? I'm sure he does, but he just believes he's above it. Right? But he's not. And you never will be. When I looked at a movie about Ruth McCullum, Excellent movie. Well made. Oh my God, it was good. And in that movie, it took place in 1952, which was Jim Crow. And around in that period, you found a lot of black people, a lot of lynchings. A lot of lynchings, a lot of black people being scared to speak and all that kind of stuff in that time. And it was saying that Ruth McCullum was well off, and her husband, they were well off. He was a runner, a numbers person, gambling. And they made most of their money on that. And they never hung him because he made money and put money in other people's pockets, lawmakers. So they let him do it. But at the end of that movie, that black man died unexpected. You know, they don't know how he died or how he went through his transition. But after finding out that his wife was in jail for killing Dr. Adams, he was found and they said he died of a heart attack. Not a mark on him. They didn't hang him. My point is that even though I am an avid supporter of President Trump, he is the most honest guy, you know, because you all forgot he's rich. He put everything aside to try to help American people. You keep forgetting. He doesn't need you. He doesn't really need to do this, but he wants to do it. You know, he's been rich all his life, and maybe he has a need to help people. And we do need someone that's strictly for American people. Yeah, we do. We need that. America's first. Absolutely. But if what Obama is doing hurts him in any kind of way, even though there's a lot of backstabbers, people don't like him, people will immediately, with an exception of the Hispanics, will immediately be on his side. If anything happens, trust me. You know, that story last night, Ruth McCullum, I'm telling you, when you go too far, I don't care how old this earth, this United States lasts, a black man will never take down a white one. Never. And live. I believe that Obama will have his butt in jail and will die there. And he will well deserved. He was doing a lot of things that was not American to help Islamic people that are very dangerous. $770,000 he sent, or was it 77 million? I think it was million of taxpayers' money. This get low prisoner thing, he was not supposed to give 1 penny to them, not 1 penny of the taxpayers' money to transport these people, but he did. That's treason. So he was doing, notice how he let out criminals, the worst criminals ever, out right before he left office. And who knows, they may be criminals that may try to hurt our president. So he's acting just, no wonder he didn't go back to Chicago to help, because he's no different from a gang member. He's the most disgusting black man that ever lived, and that is going to be his legacy. And who made it that way? Was it Congress? No. Was it Donald Trump? President Donald Trump? No. He did it for being so ornery and arrogant and thinking that he's God. Because his life, everything about him was a lie. The birth certificate, a lie. That's why did you hide it? So maybe he's really Africa. Maybe he's not really from there. There's something wrong with that birth certificate. And then, well, the fact that he was gay and he did smoke and all that kind of stuff, but now he wasn't since he met Michael. Because I'm telling you, look at that, and I'm going to put it at the top of my timeline. He was dancing with Ellen and some group of people, and they were dancing, and she was jumping around. Pay attention to the center of her pants. Now, women are born with penises, or what should I say that's more elegant? Yeah, it's I forgot, I don't have the name written down because I don't have an interest. But this one. When he danced, you can see it. It moves. Something in there is moving. There's always been kind of a feeling about her, and it was make comments about her face, and she's got the biggest, broadest shoulders like a man. Women don't have shoulders like that. Just the real broad shoulders and real tall. She's a lot bigger than Obama. He is a lot bigger. And the children are just not their children. They're not. All of this made up, it took all that time to make it up to make him president. I don't know. That's the same with Toussaint, I'm telling you. And Toussaint, that's back in 1700s. It's repeating itself. So, don't be surprised, because if anything happens to my president, President Trump, anything, anything, you will never see Obama again. And hopefully his family will be safe. Michelle is a Michael. That's a man from way back. And she's aging. He is aging. So he must have had something done to him back then. That's the reason why they made strong stands on homosexuality in ginger bathrooms. Who would do that? A straight man would not do that under any circumstances. Who would do that? I was right. And when it really all goes down, I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, told you. I was right. There's nothing dumb about me. And I'm very spiritual. Very. Nothing dumb. But there'll still be some blacks that will hold on to Obama walking around in his gay man suit. Most gay men have that cut that he has. He's a homosexual. Ugh. He's been that way for a long time. And Michael, woo, about that big. Whoa, I know he slammed it to him quite often. Oh, wow. Yeah. A little kinky, not much. And those little girls could have been adopted, or they paid. There was somebody had put something on Facebook with these kids, and that woman and that man looked just like those kids. Well, they pay them off. Has conquered the law. And they even have what he kept, what he possibly could keep, to send the emails to these people that he's getting to join this group to do all that terror stuff that you see. That is Obama. This organization that he has formed. And he lives 12 miles from the White House. That is sick. That is, I didn't even give him the credit of being sick, but that's sick. He's a sick evil. Everything that they want to say about President Trump, Obama is. But you got to go back and realize President Trump don't need you. That man has been wealthy all his life. He's doing this for American people so that we wouldn't have to go in the streets and fight. Because that's our next bet. If the government keeps taking taxpayers' money and giving it to people from another country, feeding them and everything, your Social Security's numbers being ripped off. That's a big offense. Because it causes a lot of problems with the person that the number really belongs to. So, sad, isn't it? It had to be a nigga. It had to be a nigga. They're going to catch him. And in a way, he better hope nothing happens to President Trump. Not a family member. They've jacked the little boy, his son. They have jacked everybody. Oh, now you're getting real personal. And no black man alive ever got away with that. Trusant. I didn't like Trusant either. A lot of people, whenever you study it, people say nice things about him. I never liked him. It was just something about his name, everything about Trusant. I never liked him. But that's how it was. The buffers were always the mixed race. They were the buffers between the blacks and the whites. They would trust them to tell this and that and that and this and that, so they always were the buffers. Just so happened if Obama had been black, dark black, I don't know, you can't trust them either then, as they got a lot of them in NAACP and the Black Caucus. Black Caucus is mostly mixed race. Those men, I would never follow them to heaven. Never. To a good place. Never. Black Caucus, never. Look at Hispanic Caucus. They own it right now with those Hispanics. See, them Black Caucus, they sit up there. What are they doing? What? NAACP, when I was in school at 21 years old, and we had to pay $300 for the whole year as members. We had to get membership. And nobody understood that, because we wouldn't graduate. If it's not paid, you don't graduate. But I went to a HBCU, which is Kentucky State University at the time, and we never understood it. Why would you do that? Because they weren't doing crap then. So I hope everybody accepts that immigration. I do. They really is not very hard. It's straight to the law. and it's going to be hard to get it across because there's going to be this organization that Obama has formed will give it a good fight, and I think within that time they're going to have to do something with him for doing it. Because you think President Trump doesn't know? Do you think a rich, and President Trump, please forgive me for this, but you're white man is going to take this crap? I don't think so. All you black people that still believe in that man, you will be disappointed. This one is a dog. I always knew it. And all I'm going to do is say, I told you so. I told you so. Jasant. Everybody have a good day. Ashe.